Alright, man. First off, I just want to welcome you to A Million Roses. And just start out by introducing yourself.
Fuck, I'm Rell Cortez. I'm from Uptown.
Straight up.
I'm 22 years old.
Nah, for sure. You want to finish introducing yourself?
Yeah, fuck that's all.
Alright, bet. First, let's just get started about like how you got into the rap game, how you got started rapping.
Fuck. Well, when I was young, all my partners, they was going to jail and shit. So they was like, fuck it, you might as well rap, because that's what I've been doing, you hear me? But like, I was on some shy shit, like I wanted that shit to be low key.
Right.
Because I felt like a lot of people wasn't gonna fuck with me. So by the time I got to high school, everybody was rapping. And it was like, man, you need to put your shit out there. So fuck, that's what I did, so.
Nah, for sure. So which part of Uptown you from?
Cali.
Cali. And just talk about a little bit how it was, just growing up in that area, just coming up in New Orleans, period.
Fuck. I mean, by the time I got older, we was already living straight.
Right.
Like, we wasn't in the hood no more. So I just remember like me out there, playing and shit, cooling, probably, doing shit I ain't had no business. But besides that, like I grew up in a good neighborhood. Like I used to always go to the hood, but my mom was like, you ain't staying around here.
Right.
Like, you coming home type shit. So it was like that.
Straight up.
I ain't really, I wasn't really around there like that.
And just talk about like the experience, 'cause like you said, like a lot of your partners was going to jail, and you just had you was around a lot of other stuff that was going on. So just talk about that and how that affected you growing up.
All right. Like I had a partner, a boy named Travis. So we was like brothers and shit. So we was young and shit. That boy, he was like back and forth in the street and all that. I used to be fucking with it, but then I got to the point where I was like, this ain't what I'm trying to do the rest of my life, you hear me? So fuck it. He was still on some, I'm still doing this shit type shit. So he had jokes to 10 years. He got out February 3rd.
How old he was when he went in?
15.
Dang.
Yeah, he just got out this year. But fuck, word on the street, nigga telling me he just went back. So I don't know, cause ever since he got out of jail, we ain't really been talking. Like, he different, like he ain't how he was, I'm saying, before he was in that bitch. Like, we used to talk while he was in there and shit, but like, fuck, once he got out, I went and got that boy out. We drove 8 hours out there to car with. Like, fuck. Like, after that, I ain't never hear from that boy no more. Like, we was on something, wasn't him, but like, not on something. We clicked up every day type shit. Fuck, all my other partners, they just was stupid. I'ma say that, like, they just wanted to be down. Them niggas wasn't even living like that. They just wanted to go be around that shit, cause they felt like that's what it was. Me, I'ma say like, I was back and forth in that shit, cause I was trying to get love from my pops. And that nigga, he took a family in. And he treated them boys like, he fucked with them harder than his own people. So I was like, fucking or something. It just made my mama let me wild out. Maybe this nigga, you know what I'm saying? Look at a nigga and be like, well, fuck, let me chastise this little dude.
Right.
So he could, recognize the nigga. But like, that's why I was getting in trouble. I ain't really had no reason to go do the shit I was doing. That was my reason right there. Yeah.
So what like made you like get your mind right just to be like, man, let me get on a whole different type of path?
Fuck. I'm gonna say my mama, like, she kept a nigga from around a lot of that shit. Like, after I stopped getting in trouble and shit, like when I used to go to CUP, like in my 11th grade year, my probation officer, that boy used to stay coming in that bitch. Like, and that shit started getting embarrassing. Like, he'll come in the class, nigga like, damn, bitch, this nigga always coming in, like he chaperoning the nigga all this shit. I started chilling, like, I'm like, man, that was really one of my main reasons. And the other reason was like, why the fuck I'm really doing it? Cause I seen that my pops wasn't trying to, he still was like, whatever, you hear me? It was drawing attention for him to come, but then that nigga started to be like, let me stay away from him, cause he making me look bad, cause he was like a businessman and shit.
Right.
So fuck, every time I wildin' out, that's all he hear, like, oh, your son just did this, your son in jail? Like one time at like, I think I was like 17, some shit had pop up on the news, you hear me? Like I was in an area, and a nigga had got smoked, and fuck, niggas was trying to say I did it. So I was on some, like keep it quiet, cause I'm like, I don't really want to say nothing, and niggas like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Or this nigga talk, this nigga rap. Like, real talk, I ain't even know to do it. Like, I was just there.
Right.
And like, my pops heard about that. My mom was telling him like, yeah, man, your son, he was around there, he trying to be down, blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling him like, fuck, I ain't got nothing to do with that. But like, the shit was up there, like, they was, putting it up there and all that. And I was like, I think by me being a minor, they didn't really want to speak on this shit, but like, that's just how it was. So that nigga just wasn't trying to fuck with a nigga. Plus, he had cancer around that time. My dad had died from cancer.
Sure,
so fuck, he was dying as he was hearing that shit. Like, so it was like making him don't want to be around me even more. So my whole life, that's what I was trying to do. Like, I feel like if I was to get in trouble, maybe this nigga would call and try to talk to a nigga. But he still wasn't coming around. Like, it was like, fuck it. And me and my brother was going to the same school, so it was like, he was living with my pop, he'll come in that bitch, Louis V, Gucci, all that. And everybody like, yeah, look at how you know what I'm saying? Then they'll look at me like, why you ain't? And I'm like, bitch, I love my mama. So I'm getting it how I get it. He love my daddy and his mama. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. So now that your pops, you know, sorry to hear that your pops passed away, but you know now that he done passed away, how you feel like that affect you as a man now that you 22 years old? How long has it been since he passed away?
2016, August 21st.
Right. So now how you feel like that affect you, you know, as a man and the stuff that you got going on nowadays?
Now that I'm old, I start to see like everything, well, fuck. I'ma say now that I'm old, I feel like by him passing away, I'm starting to see a lot of shit that I ain't see when he was alive. So now that he dead, I can see like who really real and who fake, like in the family wise. Like,
right.
Like his wife, she don't fuck with us at all, but like when he was alive, she was like, yeah, I got him, you hear me? He dying and shit, I got y'all. Like,
right.
My dad had that bread and shit, like the nigga was popping, he was in Zulu and all that, governor and all that shit. And fuck, she just took that shit and ran with it, now she living. And we just out here. Sometimes we just live how we living. And she doing what she do, so fuck it. But my little brother and them, I feel like they be on some fake shit. Like her children, it feel like they see a nigga doing the thing with the rap shit, so they'll come see what's him or some shit, but like far as like really on some bro, how you been since Pop died type shit, it don't be about that.
Right.
It be about who could be better than who type shit.
Right, like competition.
Yeah, that's
for sure. And I see you before we got on camera, you was telling me like how you you know, you be dealing with property and you got other things going on outside of music.
That's because of him.
Right. So like he put that in play for you, or just some stuff that's passed down?
That's why I said now that I'm older, I guess I understand type shit. I don't really know. Right. But like when he passed away, we was supposed to get way more shit than what we got. But like she gave him everything. And fuck, we just got, you know, let it up. So I took one of my property, that bitch was uptown. I took that bitch and I had sold that bitch. I moved in there for like 6 months. You know, I joked in there. I think I was like 19 years old. I got older enough, I'm like, man, fuck it, I want to get rid of this bitch and get something better. Cause like everybody knew me around there cause of him. But I'm like, that could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. Cause like niggas knew me and they fuck with my dad, but it's like he dead now, so he can't do nothing. But they was trying to go to the move. So I was on some, fuck it, I'm gonna sell this bitch. So I sold that house and I bought my house in Bakersfield, California. So that's what I'm saying, like I be back and forth type shit. I be here and I be there. But like, I don't never tell a nigga when I'm here cause I know niggas be hating. Like I just copped this little Mustang I had. I think I had that bitch for like 3 months. But I copped that bitch and I had I got rid of that bitch and got the little car I just told you I was in.
Right.
So nobody don't know what I'm in. Cause when I was posting it on the ground, niggas like, yeah, you know, that's what he in. And I had that bitch decked out, so it's like, fuck, you'll know it's me when I'm riding past it.
Nah, for sure. And you feel like that's cause
take this call.
Nah, you good, brother. You done?
Yeah, look, I'm in a minute interview, you heard? Yeah. All right, you gotta turn around. You hear me? I got the on shirt on. Yeah, right there. Yeah, right there. All right.
Alright, bet.
My bad.
Are you good, bro? And so you feel like that's a normal way of thinking for like, cause I've talked to a lot of people in New Orleans and a lot of people feel like they gotta watch over their shoulder, but you know, you go to some different areas, that's not really how like the average person thinking.
With that situation, like I ain't gonna cap, when I was coming out here, I was about to hop on my car, my gun, but I was like, fuck it, all these people out here.
Right.
So I was like, I don't really need it.
Right.
Cause I ain't in no beef, but niggas know me.
Right.
Like I be around niggas that be in all that bullshit, and I be like the one that be talking them out of it, cause I already know what I went through. So I be like, you know, this shit ain't about nothing, but I can't tell them not to do this shit, cause it's like, you never know a nigga's situation. So what I do is I just be like around this shit. Like I be around a lot of niggas that be, oh, we don't fuck with these niggas. Then they be like, oh, we don't fuck with them. But it's like, I fuck with all y'all.
Right.
So I'm not about to pick and choose who I fuck with, but I'm not about to sit here and run each other business till y'all leave. So I just stay out the way. Like if I ain't with my BM, like I'm handling business. Like that's what I do, like all day.
And let's dive a little bit more into the music aspect of what you got going on. So you started rapping a little while back, and so you say you kind of be off and on with it.
Nah, so, I mean, I'm gonna say off and on because like I be handling that property situation shit, and it's like it's just me. Like my mama, we ain't talking, so I don't got her help no more. Like I had it at first, So fuck, it's just really me now. It's me and my relative. Like, I go by what she see, or she go by what I say. Like, if I be like, yeah, I won't fuck with this, she gonna do it. But like, if I be like, I don't fuck with it, she ain't gonna fuck with it. But my mom used to be the one to be like, don't do this, cause you gonna lose money doing this.
For sure.
Like, I done lost bread. Like, I was just running with my partner. He about to come right now. Man, I done ran through 40 racks. Like, I done sold one of my crib. Then I had I came up on the lick with like this little endorsement with this with my music and shit. Like, I posted it, but I put it on that archive shit. You know, when you can hide it from your page. Cause fuck, it got attention, but I feel like people started to fuck with me more when I posted that shit. So, fuck, I didn't touch like, I wanna say like 85 racks. I ran through 40 of them bitches. Like, I copped a whip. Then I got rid of that one. I copped another whip. Then I fucking, like, just being stupid with it. I ain't gonna cap. Like, just, you know, spinning the shit. I'm like, fuck it, I got it. So, now, like, I'm touching bread because I'm smarter now. Like, I don't really touch it like that. Like, this fit, I just went cop this shit just for the interview. I wasn't doing no tripping, but like, I don't really spend money like that no more. Like, I just be cool with them.
So
like,
is the real estate stuff, that's something that you really like into, or something like you want to continue doing, or is just something that, you know, just kind of fell in your lap?
Yeah, it type of fell in my lap, like.
But is it something that you can see yourself like continue doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that for sure. That's where the bread at. Like, that's where the most money at. Like, for real. Like, I ain't knew that until fuck I started to get into the shit. Like fuck, once he died and he left that shit for me, and I started, you know, seeing how I really go. I'm like, damn. So you mean to tell me this how much money this niggas really getting from doing this? And it's like, when they take out the taxes, like 6% or some shit, that's like $4,900 off of what I'll be making out of my whole thing. Like, I'll make like, say if I make like 80 racks, they'll take like 4,000. And if I'm like about to go do a foreclosure and like pay on the crib, they'll want like 7,500 down. So it's like, I fuck with that shit. Like, if I want to buy a new house, like, I could just put 7,000 down on that bitch, and just build my credit by fucking with it like that. So that's what I be doing. When I ain't doing the music, I'm doing that shit. Like.
So what you got coming in store, like, with your music?
I got an album right now, that bitch called Who Is Rell Cortez? Cause I feel like,
Is what you working on, or is it out already?
It's done.
It's done already?
But once I try to drop the bitch, they aborted the album cause some dude that sold me a beat, it wasn't even his beat. So it's like he finessed nigga on some shit. So one of the beats had like a copyright on that bitch, so it fucked with my whole album. And I'm just holding on to the album cause I'm trying to figure out, like, should I make another song and just throw it on there? Or should I just, like, you know, cause I can't find dudes, like, I'm hit. I took my L with that. Problem, man.
So what's your goals as far as musically? Like, what you got, what's your goals?
My goal with the music is to, like, I'm gonna say, get people to understand life moves, like niggas that's like me. I ain't gonna say everybody, cause everybody don't go through what I go through. So like niggas that was in the street or some shit, when they be bumming my shit, they be like fucking with it. Like, people be sending me paragraphs like, man, I fuck with this because you said it like this, and I fuck with this. Like, they don't just be like, oh, I know this nigga, so I fuck with them. They fuck with me because when they listen to my shit, I really be talking about this shit. Like, when I be like, I drove 6 months, I put that in like every song, cause like I really did that shit, so I put that in like every song. Like, even if it ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about, I'm still gonna throw it in there just so a nigga can know, like, fuck, this what he really be doing. That's why I be talking about. So I want a nigga to bum my shit and really understand, like, trying to be out here in the gang and all that extra shit, that shit lame. Like, when you young, yeah, it's gonna be popping, cause you know all the hoes gonna fuck with you, but like me, fuck, I fuck with one female now, but I used to really be fucking a lot, cause I was like on some, you know, yeah, this was getting me known type shit. When I'm rapping, everybody fuck with a nigga. Like, at this point, I could literally drop a song, that bitch gonna do numbers. I ain't really gotta go promote the bitch. It's like that now.
Right. So what's one of your favorite, if you had somebody that didn't know about you and you could pinpoint them to one song that you've done?
I'll point them to the song I just dropped. That bitch called the block fed us. Like the hood fed us, basically. Like, I was talking about a lot of shit with my dad and that bitch. I was talking about just living, about not trusting niggas, not fucking with certain people, shit like that, and shit I went through. I feel like I'll put them on that bitch and they'll fuck with all my music after that. They just gotta hear that one song. But all my shit like that though, cause when I write them, it's like I ain't gonna capture, I don't even take longer than an hour to write a song. Like, I'll sit there, cause I already got the shit made up, cause like I done did so much shit to the point where I could just put that shit together. Like, this shit come like that, literally.
Nah, for sure. And what's
my bad.
Now you go.
Yesterday, I was bumping this little beat. But I done juiced the car. I smoked like 3 blunts. And fuck, the song was done. Probably like a couple of minutes later, you hear me? And I was gonna record that bitch, and I was gonna like probably shoot a video today, but my cameraman, you know, he got stuck where he was at. Literally that fast. That's how fast nigga be fucking with that shit. Like, yeah, it's like if I could get put on a spot, like, fuck with this with the music right quick. A freestyler, do this. Fuck with that shit.
Facts. And just kind of dive into the. So I was searching through your YouTube channel and I seen that you had the 2 YouTube movies that you had put out. Just talk about how that came about.
With the movie?
Yeah.
He can get in the camera.
Yeah, he can.
My dude, he gotta get in the. Cause he helped the nigga a lot with that shit. All right, with the movie, I've been trying to fuck with writing a movie. I've been trying to fuck with writing a movie, and I was like, cool, bro. I don't know, man. I'ma say the shit real. It's a true story. So I'm like, man, let me write this shit and really put it out. But I was scared because I ain't know how to really put it out, and I ain't had no camera. So we used the iPhone for that bitch. We used the iPhone 7 Plus or some shit. Was his shit.
Sure.
You hear me? And I'm like, fuck, these bitches got good camera. Like, it's good quality. But if you watch the movie, you'll never know that.
Nah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, like, yeah, look at that bitch and be like, damn, this nigga cool. But only thing I'm gonna say is I put subtitles. Like, I literally sat there and edited that whole movie. I wrote that bitch. You hear me? I directed that bitch. I did everything to that movie. Like, I sat on my computer and did that shit. Like, with the video shit, I know how to do all that shit. But, like, I literally, like, Eli fuck with my shit because I got bored and tired of doing this shit. Like, that's literally why I started paying for that shit. Cause, like, I do that. I went to school for that shit. Like, when I went to college, I dropped out. But, like, I went to school for that digital media and shit. So,
straight up.
I'm not a fuck with all that. But the movie, we shot that shit on his phone. And, fuck, I edited that bitch. That bitch got deleted. I think, like, one of the files deleted. So it fuck with, like, half of the scenes. You know, when the scene got the question mark on that bitch, and you'll be like, what is file at? So I had to really, like, edit that bitch all over from scratch. That shit blew me. But everybody like, man, you already done put the work in, so you gotta drop this bitch. I ain't gonna count when I dropped the movie. I was on something down. I wanted people gonna fuck with it. And niggas was watching that bitch. Like, I was cool with this dude. And you know that Lamonke app? When you go on that bitch, you talk to different people. We on that bitch, nigga like, nigga like, see, we got a movie out. Some niggas was hanging up on us. Some niggas was standing on that bitch. What is it called? I'm about to go look it up. Why you on the phone type shit? I had more time. Like, shit was real. We was promoting that bitch. That bitch had like 7,500, in like 2 days type shit. And I ain't never do them type of numbers before. So I was like, I probably need to stop rapping and fucking shoot movies. So I started doing that shit. And then, I think I waited like a week, man. I ain't gonna cap that bitch at like 20K. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, this many people watching it. So when I started to go out in public, cause I don't really go out to parties and shit. Like like I told you, I be busy. I be trying to fuck up them houses, all that music. So I don't really want to be seen like that. Man, I started to go out in public and nigga really stopped me. A grown man and his old lady who was in, what that shit, water
Fix
ice?
the mic for me. Like, trying to set that bitch up a little bit.
That bitch called water ice. I went in there, dude was just staring at me. In my head, I'm like, I ain't in no beef. But what if he trying to ride me?
Right.
Cause I be fresh every time I go somewhere. Like, I don't be trying to just do. I just do that shit.
Right. So
I'm just looking like, fuck, you know. I don't know, this nigga trying to ride me. And he walked up to me and was like, "Say, you that little dude from that movie, huh?" I'm like, Lord, that's crazy. And he was like, "You shot that bitch, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." He was like, "Bitch, this the little dude I'm telling you." And she was like, "Yeah, we watched your shit. It's really good. Keep doing what you're doing." So I'm like, "Damn, that's crazy. People really fuck on this bitch like that." And then I was like, fuck it, everybody like make a part 2. So I had drop a part 2. And then yeah. I just kept the story going because the part 1 was really the true story. The part 2 was like kind of made up.
Right.
Like, yeah.
So that's something that you feel like you got a passion for, that you'll continue doing?
Shoot movies?
Yeah, like even directing movies.
I got other movies wrote right now. Right. I'm just really trying to get like a camera and shit. Like, you see how you got the microphone?
Right.
We ain't know where to get that shit from.
Right.
So we just shot it with the phone. And like, that was the microphone.
Like, we were going to shoot some shit and then like, so like, see how we at right now, like how he got the mic right now when he handling that shit, like we'll be shooting it right now and they on the mic.
And we'll tell niggas, talk louder.
Right.
Cause we ain't got no mic. And niggas was still fucking with it. And like, we got a lot of like females to come out too. You know, females be too bougie like, but this nigga ain't even got no real equipment. Fuck that, I ain't fuck, them hoes was coming.
Right.
I ain't gonna say hoes, you know, female was coming, but like, they were fucking with it like.
Nah, for sure, that's lit, for sure, for sure. So, you got anything else that you wanted to add in?
No. I don't think so, man.
I feel like we covered a lot of the topics. You know, we got somewhere where people go with music, they can go tap in. You said you got a tape on the way. The man out
That
there.
nigga follow me on the gram, I be on that bitch hard.
fact.
I just made a Twitter. I don't really be on that shit like that, but I be on the gram hard.
Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you. What advice you have for, you know, an up and coming artist?
Keep rapping, man. Keep doing that shit if that's really what you want to do, not because that's what everybody doing. Do it if that's what you really want to do and you really know how to do. Cause they got niggas that's popping right now, and them niggas is poo. But it's like a lot of niggas know them, so it's like they gonna fuck with it. And they got niggas out there that be just doing it just to be like, oh, I'm a rapper. Like I really do this shit. Like I've been doing this shit, so you hear me? That's what I got, like fucking like 5 mixtapes, but I got book of music in my email. I got like over 278 songs, no cap. Like real talk. I got drop a song whenever without even recording some shit. So it's like, I really be fucking with this shit hard. I just feel like, I ain't worrying about my fan base coming from New Orleans, you hear me? Cause like, I don't really be out here like the fuck New Orleans. That's how I felt about the city. But like, I fuck with like certain people in the city. Like, you know, like this shit y'all do, right. I fuck with that hard. Like when I first seen y'all, I don't know who y'all posted, but like, I was fucking with it. I'm like, man, I fuck with this, you hear me? Just like, you know, they fuck with everybody, right. But like, some people I just don't be fucking with them. Like, I try to keep myself from around niggas. Like, you know, this my dude, but like, we don't even hang. Like we don't hang. But like, when I need him, he gonna come through, you hear me? Like, I was stuck in Atlanta, I went fuck with the label. Man, I'm gonna speak on that, I'm happy you said that. 1017, Gucci Man and them. Like, I got this shit on my page and on the archive. I'm gonna have to archive it so I can send it to you.
Right.
Them niggas fake. I don't fuck with them. Like, straight up. They had this little thing they posted on Say Cheese, and it was like, Boom Man, the little dude, he was like, yeah, we trying to give an independent artist $1 million, you invest in them. So, fuck, we had the money. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he want a rack. Paid the rack, it wasn't nothing. Man, we drove from here to Atlanta. Got there, slept in the car, all that, you hear me? Cause we like, man, your shit hot. Like, I ain't saying that cause it's me. Dog, if you go bump my shit, like, after this, like, you gonna really see, like, nigga do this for real. Like, anything I speak on in my music, I can show you in person. Like, if I say, oh, I got this type of money, I can show you that shit. If I say, I'm living like this, I can show you that. When I was like, I got shot right here. Like, I can really show you that. Like, I do that shit. Like, dude and them was like, yeah, man, come out here, you hear me? We went out there, dog. In my head, my mama kept saying, don't fuck with it. You know, they be bullshit. That rap industry is like real cutthroat. Cause my mama, she put my sister in that shit. Like, she been in the industry, like, with a BG before he was like in jail. C Murder, she in their videos and all that. He got C Murder got a video called Be Fresh. Him and some dude, Detroit or some shit. BG got a bubblegum video. My sister all in that bitch. She used to be fucking with the Birdman and all them. I got videos, pictures and all in my email with them. So we already know how this shit go. It just like I told you, I was shy, so I wasn't really into it. But my sister, she used to do all that shit. But we went out there, fuck with them niggas, and it was like, he bumping my shit. The little dude, Boom Man, he like, yeah, I fuck with it. And in my head, I'm like, son, I'm about to make it. Right. You know, I'm about to blow, cause like, he can't say nothing wrong with my shit. Man, that boy said, yeah, man, your shit cool, cause I had got on another song. His artist Euro got it, and Fujiano and all them. Yeah, man, I got on another song. He had a little, what is it, challenge? He had a challenge going up, so I had posted my part. He posted that bitch, he like, yeah, fuck with that. His little brother in the studio, fuck with it and all that. Man, that boy was like, oh, you need a better studio or some shit after I told him what I recorded with. Cause before he was fucking with me. Right. Like, nah, fuck with this little dude, you hear me? Yeah, we gonna fuck with him. You wanna do a little package deal, you know, you wanna do studio time with Fujiano and shit. If I seen you in the studio, they gonna be there right now, all that shit. Soon as I told him, like, well, I recorded this shit off this. It was on some, oh, you need some industry shit. You gotta change this. Oh, you need more fans. I'm like, how I need more fans? Like, I'm gonna show you. I showed him my stat sheet. You know how you go go on like SoundCloud or like Apple Music and it'll show you how many people fucking with. Right. So I showed him that shit. He like, oh yeah, it's well, you need like 100K followers. You gotta play with the like renting cars and faking like it's yours. He basically telling me I gotta be fake to be in this shit. I'm telling him like, man, I ain't fucking with that like that. I don't do that, cause I ain't think it was like that in the industry. I'm thinking that shit be real. Nigga be really living this shit. Right. And when he was to telling me all that, I'm like, well, this must really how it be, cause nigga, I done seen Gucci Man post you, and I done seen you post him, so y'all fucking with each other. Right. Fujiano signed to Authentic Records, and y'all got him signed to, you know, them niggas. So I know y'all collaboration. I'm like, man, all this shit phony. So that kind of changed my whole mindset of going to Atlanta again. I'm like, man, fuck Atlanta. Right. And that's just from that one experience. So like, that's how I am. Like, it could be one little thing. I ain't gonna fuck with the whole organization. You know what I'm saying? Everything phony. So, yeah, like, them niggas phony. Like, period. So I took that shit off my page, but then my mom was like, take it like this. You still went. Say Cheese posted that shit. Like, Say Cheese posted them niggas like Authentic Records, woo woo with $1 million investment. Man, I went hopped on that shit. And I posted me in a Boom Man sat in front of me and was like, I'ma fuck with you, you hear me? He went liked all my pictures in my face while I'm right there. After I left there, it was no more contact. It was just like, I don't fuck with you because you paid the right.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Like you basically just paid $1,000 just to go meet him.
Just to go meet the nigga.
Right.
Like, we in a mansion and shit. And the mansion rented. Like, cars rented.
Everything rented.
It's cool if you go rent some shit
right.
for a video shoot. But not to be posting that shit like you living like this.
Yeah.
Like when I went cop the Mustang, son, I went to the I copped the 2016. I went to the dealership, and I'm like, I like Mustangs. I had one before, but I wrecked the bitch. I'm like, y'all got a Mustang in this bitch? He like, yeah, it's 15,000. It's gonna come out with like 17. I'm like, give it to me. That nigga look at me crazy. He like, I'm like, yeah. He was like, you want to pay what it's called, financing or some shit? I'm like, man, I'ma buy the bitch out. And he was like, you know, just looking at him, and I'm like, yeah. He like, what you do? And I'm like, man, I just be cooling. That's what I tell people. I be like, I be cooling. But cooling in my definition is like, bitch, I do everything. But that ain't your business type shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I told him, and I had copped that bitch. And fuck, I drove off that bitch. But like, once I went to posting it, I guess that's why I fucked up at. Niggas started to hate on me. And man, I had got rid of that car. I got a whole new car right now. Niggas don't know what I'm riding in. Niggas probably still looking for that bitch. Why they gonna know nothing? But you know, niggas gonna be like, damn, I thought this nigga was still in that bitch, and I got rid of that bitch, and I only had it like 3 months.
Straight up, for sure.
Like, that's how I move, like.
Nah, I think that's a lot of information that can help other people out there. Just the game that you're giving out, for sure.
Even with the money, like, I stopped posting that shit. Like, I still got pictures on my page with me with money, but like, I stopped posting that shit because I'm like, fuck. They be having some people throwing shit like female. If a nigga post money, this nigga lame. I don't really care about that because I'm who, bro. I got money. So fuck it, I'm gonna post that shit. But like, I stopped posting it because I'm like, my mama was like, you need to stop doing that shit because you're drawing too much attention. Like, you know, I don't work at all. I didn't work in like 2 years. Like, that's what I do, the shit I told you I do. So that's where my money come from. And like, that's what I don't post money no more. The gun situation, I post that shit because it's like, fuck it. My gun's in my name. They ain't dirty. So police come, fuck they gonna do? It's nothing. But yeah, man, fuck, that's all I really wanted to see. Besides that, everything goes. I'm Gucci.
Nah, no doubt, man. I appreciate you for allowing us to do the interview with you, man. Y'all go tap in. I'm gonna put all your social media information on here. And shit is all love, man.